Welcome to the Law Firm Lab by MB Law Firm Consulting.
Welcome to the Law Firm Lab by MB Law Firm Consulting, the show where we explore how law firms grow smarter, scale sustainably, and lead with clarity. I'm Evan Mack, and today we're kicking off the series by introducing the voice behind the vision, Miss Margaret Burke. Now, Margaret is the founder and CEO of MB Law Firm Consulting, a firm that provides strategic COO consulting services to small and mid-sized law firms nationwide. She's a certified legal manager, a CLM, a certified coach with decades of experience helping law firms navigate growth, leadership transitions, marketing, M&A, and more. How you doing, Miss Margaret?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Spectacular. Let's get started. Welcome first and foremost. But can you tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to start the MB Law Firm?
Sure, absolutely. So I have been working in and with law firms for about 25 years. I have worked in a few firms and then have been doing consulting with firms for about 5 years now.
Starting a vision, though, you know what I mean? It's I think one of the hardest things to do is to kind of take that leap. You have the knowledge, you have the know-how, you have the experience, but how do you take that next step? How do you get inspired to create that?
Sure. Yeah, that's a really good question. So I think most folks that have worked at law firms know that it is an industry that has a lot of deadlines. It has urgent needs, and anyone at the firm, attorneys and professional staff, don't always have all the resources they need to be successful. Right. It's a very common syndrome in law firms. And so working in firms, I recognize this need. I recognize that many firms, especially on the smaller to small mid-size scale, do not have the ability to hire someone full-time for certain needs, although they have goals. And so I recognized years ago that if a firm could hire a team of people that truly know the law firm business industry to fill the needs that they have, not on a full-time basis, that would be a very high value deliverable. And so that is really what inspired me. And it came from a need that I had when I worked in law firms.
So what does your firm actually do? How would you describe, strategic COO services for law firms if someone was kind of just popping into this pocket?
I'll start by what we do. So we work with firms that usually either want to get to the next level, which means different things to different people. It could be growing, improving technology, retaining staff, all the business side of a firm. And what we do is we work with our clients to help them get there. We are very much focused on efficiency, growth, and we do a lot of work with succession planning and partner transition. And what we do is we take a very hands-on approach, which I would say makes us unique. A lot of folks will advise firms, but we advise and then we help implement. We focus a lot on operations, efficiency. That is really the foundation for a successful law firm, which is having a really solid system in place. So we do assessments. We identify areas where they're doing great. We identify areas where there's improvement. We make recommendations, and then we implement those recommendations. On the strategic COO side, we really serve as a trusted, experienced law firm business manager advisor to our clients. Quite often, we work with the founders or management team at law firms, and they'll have needs that they may not have someone on their team that has the experience to implement, or they have needs that they don't want the firm to know. They may want to keep things confidential. They don't feel as though they can tap someone on their team to help them. And as the strategic COO, we come in with an unbiased view. We bring our many years of law firm business management experience. We share the opportunities and also the things that they should be aware of that they may not have already thought of before.
What types of law firms do you typically work with? What kind of challenges bring them to your door, as apart from some of the things you touched on?
Sure. So we work, almost all our clients are small to small, mid-sized law firms. That can mean many different things to different people. So for us, most of our clients on the small side have usually 3 attorneys. The clients that are at that size, we usually help them with strategic planning, business planning. And then small to mid goes up to about 30 attorneys. That's our niche, that's our sweet spot. We have found that firms that size are the ones that most need the help because they may not have people on their team with the experience to help them get to, to achieve whatever their goals are. So another trait of, I would say, all our clients, can I say the word all, is that they're very entrepreneurial. Essentially a law firm is a business, and a business is started by people that want to grow something. The clients and people that reach out to us are the law firms that have a vision for their firm, and they're open to ideas, and they want to mix a level of tradition with creative solutions. And so all our clients are very entrepreneurial. They're very forward thinking. A lot of our clients are very focused on their team. They want to build a great firm and perhaps even pass it on to another person in the future. So I would say that the personalities of our clients are similar, where they're forward thinking and they love building their firms.
So many law firm leaders feel like they're kind of building a plane while flying it. What do you see them struggling with most behind the scenes that you can kind of tackle?
So there's a few things, but I'll name the experiences that I believe almost all our clients have to sort of work through. One is lack of time. So it's an industry where even if the firm doesn't do the traditional hourly billing model, time is tracked. Time is the most valuable asset at most businesses, especially law firms. So what holds the number one is lack of time. The other is at times letting go of control. Most our clients have built their firms and been very involved in the growth of their firm, and they take a lot of pride in that. And it can be very hard to let go of certain responsibilities. And that is an area that we help our clients feel comfortable with a letting go, knowing that things will be done correctly. Another area is team. Like making sure that people on the team actually know what is expected of them. A lot of our clients have great ideas, but a lot of it is in their head. And not having their team members, attorneys, and professional staff understand what's expected of them is another challenge. And then I would say the last is I'll call it the founder overload. It's the individual who has launched a firm, been part of the launch, and has been the go-to for many years. And now their firm is growing and they can't be the go-to anymore, but everyone on the team is almost trained to always go to them. So that is another challenge that we work with our clients on to get past.
That's awesome. So you've worked on rebrands, relocations, even firm acquisitions. What does that kind of transformation look like from your side, Ms. Burke?
On our side, we always remember it is a group of people, and it's a group of people that want the same end result, hopefully. And if they don't, that's a different conversation. But ideally, and in most cases, it's a group of people at a firm that want to get somewhere. They want the end result. That could be the rebrand. It could be bringing on a group of partners. It could be merging with another firm. And they don't all agree on how to get there. And, by nature, attorneys are focused on driving home their points. They're very smart individuals. And the way to get there can be a factor that prevents them from even moving forward. So we approach it as a group of people that want the same end result. We very much focus on what that is to begin with the engagement. And we then move forward with sharing options that they have, pros and cons of each. That's a process we follow with almost all our clients when they make decisions, because it's not one size fits all. And then we very much put on our project management hats, because it truly is project management working through people. So we have a system that we follow that is, developing the timelines, who owns what. And we work with our clients, typically meet on a weekly basis to make sure that by the time the timeline is over, they've accomplished what they want as a group.
Ms. Margaret, there's so many, consultants out there, but if for the people at home or somebody that pops in on this podcast, what separates the MB law firm from these other consultants and other vendors?
We bring to our clients all our consultants are either attorneys, MBAs, CLMs, which is certified legal manager, which is a specialty in law firm business management. And all of us have worked in law firms. So we bring with us to our clients just the hands-on skills and in the resources that we've learned from being in law firms. So that's one thing that makes us different. The other is we are very deeply invested in our clients. And I know that sounds simple, although it's genuine and we really care. And our clients know that and they'll comment on that. And we have a commitment to every single client when they engage us to help them as best we can to achieve whatever it is they hired us to do. And then what makes us, I would say, what is unique to our model is we're hands-on. So there's a lot of consultants that are great at what they do, and they may stop short of actually the execution. And we will advise, recommend, go through the process of making decisions, but then we execute on behalf of our clients. And quite often we will strive to incorporate people on their team so that the person that hired us doesn't need to continue in the path that we help them with. They have someone on their team that can then take it and run with it on their behalf.
What about a firm that really needs help and they want to do this, but they don't know where to start? What would be your recommendation on the first steps they should take?
We recommend this with clients, and it sounds basic, but the reason that this is a basic response is because it works. It's really start with identifying what you truly want. Keep it simple. I think no more than 5. And the trick is, do not worry about how you're going to get there. If you can get there, don't think about the how, but really write down the top 3 to 5 things that you want for your firm and yourself, if you're a sole owner. Next is recognize everyone needs help. That support could be a consultant. It could be someone on your team who's very strategic and action focused, or you may hire someone to join your firm. But determine what you want. Don't think about how you're going to get there. To begin, get help, and then look at the goals, prioritize, and put together a plan. We like quarterly to begin, and then as you get out a little further, annual. And I do always recommend try to stay within 5 years. I know people like the 10-year goal. It's okay to know what you want in 10 years, but really focus your plan on 5 to present and set really attainable goals with some stretch and get help in doing that.
So Margaret, this is the first episode, but there's going to be a series of these. What kind of topics will we be covering, and what do you want people to take from this?
Sure. So we're going to focus on solutions to challenges that we hear on a daily basis. So we hear there's a very consistent area of need at many law firms in the size that we work. So we're going to provide solutions to challenges. We're also going to bring on collaborators. There's a lot of very talented individuals and companies that work with law firms at different specialized areas. We're going to introduce them to our clients. And then we're also going to focus on takeaways. So things that our listeners can actually act on after they listen to our podcast. And we're going to focus on law firm-centric marketing, succession planning, why SOPs are talked about, like how they actually help and what they should look like, financial planning, AI. We have a lot of great topics already lined up. And the focus is law firm-centric challenges and opportunities that our listeners will benefit from.
Awesome. And finally, what's one piece of advice you wish every law firm partner had heard about maybe 5 years ago?
I would say, I think when people go to law school, they train, there's this vision of where people should be. And I think that if people take a step back and think about what they really want, not what is expected, what sounds good, but really plan for what you want for yourself in your firm, and then ask for help. The reality is that most attorneys, not all, but most went to law school but did not go to business school. But a law firm is a business. And, it is wise to run your law firm like a business and to treat it that way. Get the support you need to ensure that you grow your firm well.
Awesome. Ms. Margaret, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us on this kickoff episode of the Law Firm Lab by MB Law Firm Consulting. To learn more about Ms. Margaret Burke and the work her team does to help law firms grow with clarity, visit mblawconsulting.com. And don't forget to leave a review, like this video, and subscribe so you do not miss the next one. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.